Today our topic is going to be all about social media. And of course, Indie Author Chat is a form of social media. And we are your hosts, Samantha Fury, author of the Street Justice series. And
hello, everybody.
There she is. And I'm Lisa Grace, the author of the Angel series. So today, let's get right into it. As I said, Indie Author Chat, of course, is a form of social media on YouTube. And YouTube is one of the best forms of social media there is. If you have something to say, get it out there on video. Everybody, it could go viral. my favorite one that's going viral right now is Prancercise. And if you haven't seen that on YouTube, you have to check that out. A friend of mine walked 3 miles a day, which is pushing the limit here in Florida. But we were saying the other day, maybe if we get to the point where it's too easy, we're going to Prancercise it. So you have to. And I'm trying to get my friend Hugh Howey to Prancercise. He's danced in New York Times Square. His series, Wool, is being made into a major motion picture by Ridley Scott. So I would love to see him Prancercising in New York Times Square, or even in his own backyard, wherever he the urge. So.
I've missed this one. I'm going to have to check this out. I'm the queen of Facebook and YouTube, so I mean I'll have to check these out. I've missed it somehow.
Yes, it's really cool. But Samantha, what are some of your favorite forms of social media, and how do you use them?
Well, my books can be really, anybody could enjoy them and read them, so I don't really try to stay away from the teens or anything, so I like Wattpad. You can put a couple of free chapters up there, and or you can put your whole book up there if you take notion to. But it's a lot of teens, and I get a lot of hits on my blog from Wattpad, so I think that's my favorite teen hangout. I'm also on Got This, and I'm one of those people that if I see something new coming out, I run, I grab it, I get my name, I get my avatar up there, and I put a little bit about my books. I may not go back there and visit very much, like MySpace. It's kind of like a ghost town as far as I'm concerned, but I used to be big there. But mostly I'm Facebook, Twitter. Those are my two favorites, and Google Plus, of course. Gotta give Google because they do the Hangouts, and that's also another form of media too, is the Hangout network. So lots of great shows, indie shows on there.
Right. So as she touched on, some of the biggies, of course, are Facebook. And on Facebook, what you want to do if you're an author is you definitely want to have an author page, and it's called an author page, like mine is Lisa Grace Books, and Samantha has one, I'm sure, for Samantha Fury, and do you have one for Samantha Lovern, too?
Yes, I have. Yeah, I have one for both, and I'd just like to comment, too. Well, I think it's best to go with, like Lisa said, your author. Don't start having a page for every book. You'll wear your fans out. So I'll let you continue now. I have a Samantha Lovern and Samantha Fury novels author pages on Facebook.
Right, and on those pages you can put all of the updates that you want. You can share from your personal page if there's something you want to share on there. You can share your writing experience, cover ideas for new books, or the covers of new books, other authors that you think your readers might be interested in. And I know Deborah Geary has a very active Facebook page, so if you want to check one out that's extremely active. Hugh Howey also has a very active Facebook page. So it shows you how to interact with readers on that level. So I recommend you check theirs out just so you get an idea of what you can do with your page. Now on Google Plus, that's my favorite, and I've heard a lot of people who aren't real social media savvy go to Google Plus and they'll go, it's dead. There's nobody talking. I go to people's news feeds and it's dead. And it's not that it's dead. You're not understanding the concept of it. There's circles. People can automatically add whoever they want to their circle. I have like 836 people or something that have added me to their circles at this point. And I've added about 300 people to my circles. And what I've done is you divide your circles into different groups. Like I have one for writers, I have one for photographers, I have one for readers. And then when I want to send out a note, I can just send one out to my readers. Or I can just send one out to my author friends. And I can send one out to the photographers about covers or something. So what you do is you're interacting in community settings. That's the other thing. There's all kinds of communities that you can join on Google that have very active discussions going. So that's the other thing about social media is you have to know how to use it. If you're not using it correctly, of course it's not working for you. Wattpad, as Samantha mentioned, you put out short stories. There's also another one, Figment, that's very active. And it's just like Wattpad. You put up short stories, and then people can read them and comment them, and then they invite you to read and comment on theirs. And so you might want to have a presence on there as an author. I haven't loaded anything on my Wattpad page, but I do mention that my ebook is free. And so then the readers know, and I give them a link so they can go and read my free ebook if they want to see a sample of my writing. And it always amazes me when I get people following me on Wattpad. Now, if I hadn't had that on there, they may not have found out about me. So it is, as Samantha pointed out, all the different forms of social media that you run across, go ahead and put a page up if it's free. It's just another way for you to be discovered. And then if you're really interested in that site, learn how to work it. Learn how to work your Google Plus or your Facebook if you think that's where your readers are going or you really want to interact there. You have to know what's going on. Some of the other ones that are really good for authors for interaction is Goodreads and Shelfari. Samantha, do you do anything on Goodreads or Shelfari, and how do you use those forms of social media?
I really like Shelfari because you can get really detailed with your characters, and you can go in and you can like put a little bio up for each character. And I have them set up. It's really detailed, so people that have OCD they'll have so much fun there because you can have all these little details of their just about anything you want. You can make a detail about it, and then it's available. You can access all the Shelfari stuff through Goodreads. So if they're sort of connected in a way. I'm not really sure how if they're connected automatically, but I know sometimes you can see I think they're owned by the same company. But I also I like Tagged. I'm on there. I'm on Squiddo. I think Lisa does a little more on Squiddo than I do. But there's also Facebook groups. There's the Kindle boards. I know those are forums, but it's still a form of social media. And I would call Lisa the queen of Kindle boards because she's the boss over there.
Harvey is the owner and the boss over there. He's really fun. He has triple mods there that I just love. It's called Kboards now. Kboards.com. And they have a writer's cafe, and that's where I'm active, talking to other self-publishing authors. I really love that place. That's my coffee break place. But they do have lots of different things. It's the most active Kindle community out there. So if you're writing ebooks and you have Kindle ebooks out there and you want to find readers, that's the best place to go because they have threads on TV shows, they have threads on weight loss, they have threads on books, they have clubs there for reading books, and it's just a great way to interact with readers. So Kboards is absolutely, hands down, my favorite. I do spend a lot of time there. Too much time, it's addictive. And then other places that are really popular for authors and readers to get together and discover each other is Pinterest, because you can put up your covers, you can put up interesting topics. If you're into romance, you can put up beautiful dresses from your historical time periods and attract other readers that are interested in those time periods. I have a place that's called My Zoo on Pinterest, and I put up interesting animals that if I had my own personal zoo, these are the animals I'd love to have in it.
I need one of those.
I have Regency period up there, petite star. So you could go kind of crazy on Pinterest, and whenever I run a free book, I always make sure I put my cover up there where they can get it for free with the links. NaNoWriMo is a great community of people who enjoy reading and writing. Have a NaNoWriMo page, especially around November or during July when they have their camps. Yeah, Shelfari is great. I'm trying to think of some others. Kick, okay. Facebook, it's been in the news a lot because they're changing the way they do things. And then there was the big brouhaha about finding out that bots were actually doing most of the clicking. So people who are paying to advertise like me, we weren't truly getting readers clicking on those books. It was just bots. So that's really not fair, and who knows, maybe someday there will be, who knows what will happen from that. But Facebook has had a lot of people leave, and for instance, 4 million teens left in 1 month and went to Kik, K-I-K, which is a mobile phone, a smartphone application. So you may, if you're not familiar with Kik, you would know that it's such a huge, thriving community of users. So you want to ask your readers, where are you going? Hey, what's the latest, greatest thing? You know, what are you doing? Because in a heartbeat, you know, 4 million people can leave in 1 month and go to one other app, and then people don't even know it exists.
Right.
So I don't want to tell you that you have to go to this social media, you have to go to that, because by the time you watch this video, that might be really dead. And
Exactly.
else new just came out yesterday or today that I didn't even know about, and that's the new hot place. But I think what you want to keep in mind with social media is, number one, you should enjoy the places you're going to. Number two, you should learn how to interact on them and interact on them properly to build up interactions with people, to get discussions going. If you're not having discussions, if you're just blaring buy my book, everybody's going to go. They're going to roll their eyes, and you're not going to get a darn thing. Twitter is another big one. But they're finding out that right now the main group on Twitter are baby boomers. So if you're marketing to baby boomers, that might be the great place to go. But who knows next week who's going to be the main group on there. Like I said, social media is so fluid. You have to be willing to really roll with the changes and keep on top of it if you're going to do it. Samantha, do you have any other thoughts you want to add?
Just that with being an indie author, I mean, things change constantly. I mean, every day there's something new you've got to do, you've got to learn, you've got to get out there. And it's, you know, so you want to kind of not spread yourself too thin. And maybe, like you said, like I focus on Facebook and the groups and the Google Plus and the Twitter. I'm not really a big fan of Twitter because it feels to me like it's this huge billboard and everybody's just posting up their own billboards and nobody's reading everybody else's posts. So, I mean, I know some people, you know, love Twitter. It's just what you love. And if it's one of those social apps or social places that you don't love, don't waste your time spending a lot of time there. Get you a presence, get your name out there, get your books, your images, a few notes. But the main thing to me is to have one place where you send everybody to. And for me, that is my website. That's what I try to keep updated more than anything.
That's a great point. You have to have a landing page in social media, just like everything else. Use all those social outlets like it's an octopus, and there's one head, and you have to direct all those legs back to that one head. It might be Amazon order page or your Smashwords order page or your website, but pick one thing, drive all of it back there, and then if you are going to do social media, yes, have as many pages out there as you can, but only focus on one or two, and all those other pages, direct everybody back to that one. If you want to learn more about me, go to my blog or go to my website or go to my Author Central page on Amazon. So I think that's a very good point. You can't be everywhere. You can be everywhere at once.
You'll be worn out and you'll be hungry and your husband and children will be yelling at you, "Where's my supper?"
Well, no. I meant you can be there and you can have a page there so they can discover you. But
yes, exactly.
But you need to focus on just one place where all your interactions are happening so you can really build up the interactions and you are not so stressed out. So I think that's the proper way to use social media for authors. And good luck building your social media strategy. Let us know if you find something that works or something that doesn't work. And thanks again for joining us today on Indie Author Chat Social Media.